Get it. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Live. Is it live?
Yep, right now. Good.
All right, Shalom. We are Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, the so-called Negro, Latino, and North American people. You make up, okay, the 12 tribes. All right, and that's according to biblical prophecy, historical documentation, and current events. Okay, we are the people that fit the curses and the descriptions. All praise to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, in the name of the Son, which is YAHAWASHI. Okay, double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Yasher Allah, better known as the Great Millstone. Shalom, honor and blessings to the elect, the hopeful elect, our fellow laborers who hazard their lives pushing the correct doctrine, okay, which is predominantly, 99% is coming through Great Millstone. There's a few brothers out there that don't have Great Millstone on their title, but they teach the same doctrine. Okay, so that's the focus. The focus is teaching truth, and the name Jesus is a lie. So if you're teaching Jesus, if you're teaching Christ, if you're teaching Yahweh or Yahshua, or Yah or Ahaya, all right, or any of these variants, okay, then you're not teaching as commanded in the namesake or his name. Okay, and this is a big deal because Yahawashi said that those who would not confess him before men, he would not confess on your behalf for the Heavenly Father. If you want to find that, go ahead and fill it out. Because that's key. That's heavy. Apostle Gabbard did a sit down, and we called it "You're an Idiot." It made me chuckle. But he was going in on the very topic. How you need to confess and profess the name, okay? Because that name is a huge importance. Go ahead.
Matthew 10, starting at 32. Whomsoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
See? So you have these guys that aren't confessing the name Yahawashi. How does he know who you're acting on behalf? Anytime you go anywhere, there's always a reason to identify yourself, right? When you're making an introduction, so that people know, who they're entertaining, who they're talking to, who they're addressing. Anytime you hear about a story or just it's a basic concept. But a lot of these guys are not pushing the simplicity that is in Yahawashi, man. They're overcomplicating it and trying to be deep, like this guy that is doing this breakdown on you can't eat chicken or turkey, man. Because he didn't do enough. He didn't read a couple of verses forward. He didn't have any precepts to back it up. A fowl, okay, can be inclusive of an insect, man. When you look up that word, she's talking about just Google it. People use Google Images like it's a dictionary. Google Images is not a dictionary, man. So you have all these wayward doctrines, and it's because they're not sticking with what Yahawashi had taught us. So they're teaching and preaching another, like the scriptures say, another Jesus. Mm-hmm. They're teaching and preaching another Savior.
Another gospel.
Another gospel. Another God.
You said you mentioned the truth when you first started. This is Zechariah 8 and 16. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of the truth and peace in your gates.
So I'll do that last part one more time.
Execute the judgment of the truth, of truth and peace in your gates.
Right. So you're supposed to. What are you supposed to be executing? Truth and judgment and peace. Okay. So as when you come out to the highways and byways, and that's another topic. A lot of men don't go out to the highways and byways. They'll do videos and upload things, but they're not putting their lives out there on the street as Yahawashi commanded. So why do you say, oh, I'm gonna follow my Lord and my Savior, but then do none of the things which He has commanded you to do? It's like getting a job for a company, right? And you're supposed to perform the job of this company a certain way, with a certain uniform and protocols and all this stuff. But you go to work, okay, to a construction site, and you start selling hot dogs. You're supposed to be putting up drywall, but you're over there running around, throwing hot dogs at people, giving them packets of mustard and ketchup, and chopping onions and grilling onions. This is going to be a quick second before they're like, what the hell are you doing? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They're not going to get too far, So it's the same concept. You're supposed to be bringing the glad tidings and doing what Yahawashi commanded. So a lot of people, look, you do all the videos you want. It doesn't fucking matter. If you're not doing what was commanded, you're not going to get the reward. It's plain. This is why you come out and confess that name. There's a lot of reasons why, but mainly, He told you to come out. And as you come out to these gates, you're supposed to be pushing the correct doctrine, truth, okay, and peace. Because that's what's to come. Peace, the kingdom, that's our peace, man. We're supposed to be preaching the kingdom to come.
This is Luke 14:23, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and the hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
Right, compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. So one thing that is compelling to people, right, just to nitpick that little word real quick, compelling, like when you have a compelling story or a compelling argument, it makes and it forces people to pretty much side with that statement.
Is that Agrippa? You almost made me become an Israelite.
Yeah, you almost persuaded me also to become a Christian. So Paul was compelling. So as you come out to these highways and byways, you're supposed to be compelling people to come into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, it's supposed to be a compelling movement. And it is very compelling because, as you can see, there's a lot of people that are doing different things with it. It's everywhere now. It's infiltrated black community, so-called black communities, right? But what have they done with it? Every time they're given anything, right? Anytime our people are given anything, they always mark it. Oh, go ahead and read it.
This is compelling off of Google. It says, invoking interest, attention, or admiration in a powerfully irresistible way.
In a powerfully irresistible
way.
Irresistible way, man.
Oh, was that Jeremiah? The word was burning within him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was compared to go and teach.
Exactly.
So you see, when you come out to teach, you're supposed to be making these compelling. It was compelling for us. And the scriptures even speak of that. You'll hear a word behind me telling you, walk this, this is the way, walk ye in it. So you're compelled. Are you not fully persuaded in your own mind? You got all kinds of people out there that have, taken the truth and mixed it and mashed it up, and they're doing their own variation. But the truth is, unless you're coming in the true name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, then you're doing nothing. Everything you're doing is in vain.
I just have the Strong's.
Okay.
All right, this is Strong's H5647 Ibad, and the Strong's definition: primitive root to work in any sense, by implication to serve, till, enslave, be, keep in bondage, be bondmen, bond service, compel, do, dress, hear, execute, husbandman, keep, labor, bring to pass, serve, become servants, service, till, transgress, set at work, be wrought, worshiper.
Abad, right? A servant. So, as ministers, right, really you're a servant. We've come to serve the people, okay, but they won't partake in what we're giving them, food and water and drink, and it's all spiritual. But they refuse it. You know, that's one thing about Israel, is anytime you give them something, they always find a way to corrupt it, to put their own spin and their own idea on it. And they think for some reason it's ingrained in them that that's okay, when the Most High time and time again has shown that you can't do your own program. It is all on his program and within his means. Okay? So he's going to give you the right tools to complete the job properly. Okay? And a lot of people don't like the way that those tools are or the way that those tools look. Okay? Because most people are too concerned with the outside appearance rather than what's going on internally through the spirit. You know, and that's why a Great Millstone gets a lot of flack. So you guys got white boys in the camp, this, that, and the third. You people aren't spiritual. You know, you'll see someone at a corner and be like, "Oh, that's an Edomite," or they might even say, "Oh, look at that Jake." Be like, "Well, how do you know that Jake is an actual Edomite?" And the Edomite's the Jake, right? So we see these examples. Okay, go ahead. So being a servant, being compelled to come out and giving these people to the marriage, it's a job, it's a duty. So with every job, there's a payment. You get a reward, but our reward comes at the very end. You don't get paid in the middle of it. Every now and again, Most High will give you a blessing. He'll give you increase. But it's not a monetary gain that you're looking for right now. It's all spiritual. And a lot of people, you know, like the scripture says, if I tell you of earthly things and you believe not, then how can I tell you much more of those which are spiritual? You're not going to receive it, you see? I don't know, you let your brother finish?
And that was it on the
That was it? Okay.
strong sheet.
This is Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 18.
I was just trying to keep up. So this was you were talking about the word, and then I had one thing to All right, this is Romans 8, starting at 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
Right. So, when you go into the prophecies and the descriptions of who the Israelites are, where they would be, what would be happening to them in the last days, okay, and you look at historical events and documentation, okay, and the migratory habits that are taking place to us. Can you look at the customs that we've kept while being separated from the other nations? Because the other nations, everyone, for the most part, stayed on the Eastern Hemisphere. So a lot of that history is recorded, and you find that a lot of them, who was wearing fringes, who was honoring the new moon and Sabbaths, who was honoring high holy days and the feast days according to the moon. You don't find that really on the East Coast or on the Eastern Hemisphere as heavily as you find that on the Western Hemisphere, in the Western Hemisphere, the indigenous were keeping that perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but, when you compare it to what the Chinese were doing, the Caucasian, okay, the Japanese, the Aboriginal, the Islander, they weren't doing those things. Okay, the Arab, the Persian, they weren't doing those things. But you look at the western coast of Africa, and you look at the Western Hemisphere, our people were doing these things. Okay?
17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with YAHAWASHI.
You see, joint heirs with YAHAWASHI. Not with Christ. I know what it says there, but a joint heir first off, we're going to inherit the kingdom. If we are of that number, the elect, they will inherit the kingdom. Hopefully, we're a part of that. Okay? So that's part of our joint heir. So their reward doesn't come until Yahawashi returns. Their reward is with him. The kingdom, when he comes, that's the kingdom being established. Okay?
If so, be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
So suffering with him. Was Yahawashi only ever indoors and very exclusive? Or was he out amongst the commonplaces, free to the people? You see? And the government's getting a lot worse. A lot of people are gonna, they may not get income tax. They may even lose more of their what do you call that? Food stamp benefits. A lot of these things are gonna come into play. Okay, but it's gonna make your life more difficult, man. And you're gonna see where all these church goers that believe in Jesus, you're gonna see all these Israelites that believe in Jesus and Christ. We're gonna see where that faith gets them.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right. So the sufferings that we're suffering now, look, a lot of us, look, man, we work. We don't. It doesn't matter about the food stamp thing. You know, a lot of us, we've had wages garnished or IRS taking wages. So not having an income tax. Hey, some brothers haven't had an income tax return in years, man. So we don't live our life on the benefit, hoping for some fruit, some handout from Edom. You know, we're not looking for some handout from the so-called white man. Plus, Trump's trying. You know, he got asked the question, why'd you say Mexico's going to pay for the wall? Now you're saying that the taxpayers are going to pay for it. He totally avoided that question. Started talking about steel and concrete. Dude's a joke, man. But you people always buy into this shit every year, every month, and you always talk about, oh, we gotta have voices. We gotta have voices. Look, you guys are carnal. You people are carnal. You're supposed to take up arms, not voices. We're spiritual. We take up voices. That's what we're doing. We're not speechless. We're not deaf and dumb. But you people, being carnal, are failing yourselves. Man.
This is Jeremiah 23 and 28. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith Yahweh.
Right, him that speaks the word, and speak it truthfully, man.
Faithfully.
Faithfully, so like, and that, look, that's a huge part of the name Yahawashi is all a part of faith. You know, the name Yahawashi is a huge portion of faith. Even the Hebrew, which we speak, is according to faith. Even us doing this work is according to faith. Us sacrificing time to do shows and lessons after what we were commanded already to do, which was come out to the highways and byways, is a showing of our faith. Man. So a lot of people can say that they have faith, but faith without works is dead. And this is the work that Yahawashi decreed to take place. So if you really had love for him, or you wanted a reward, or you have some sort of expectation to life on a higher existence when the kingdom comes, then you would be doing what was required of you. You would be teaching this faithfully, man. You have something on that?
Oh yeah, you said those that trust in.
Is that it?
This is Isaiah 31. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many.
What's the first thing that a lot of you Israelites do with the income tax? You go buy a car, you know, and I mean, shit, you look around and everyone's got a V6 or a V8. All these trucks and vans, you know. Even the sedans, they're starting to put more V6s in little economy cars now, you know. And what, gas prices continue to go up. In some areas it's cheaper, but in other places like Washington, you got to pay a state tax and a federal tax. I think the state tax is what's really keeping the prices high up here, though. You know, so woe to you that go down to Egypt for help. When you see year after year in examples like with your income tax and how our people spend their money, they just blow it all. They really wait That's like their real Christmas for them. They get that money, they buy an outfit, they buy some shoes, they buy, they always splurge. Oh, I'm gonna get, a sound system, some rims, and then they're back to being broke again. Every time they get an opportunity to do good, they trust in Egypt so much that their lifestyle is they're living in this small means and these little bonus spurts. They live in this way. So trusting in Egypt, trusting that America is always going to be there to help them and protect them, people are going to realize it's going to fail them. They trust in their chariots, they trust in the riches, they trust in the food. But you got to remember what happened to ancient Egypt. It failed. The chariots that carried Pharaoh after us as he chased us away, those chariots failed him. Okay, they couldn't run from the plagues. Okay, it overtook them. The famines would come.
And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh.
See? So they don't trust in the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Most High. You got a lot of guys say, oh, I'm, the Most High, the Most High, the Most High. But the Most High clearly said he was sending the Son. And there's plenty of scriptures that show you that. Even the Christians know this. You could Google Jesus Christ in the Old Testament, and these Christians, they got it down. A lot of them got to understand that Yahawashi is in the Old Testament. And you'll find a lot of scriptures showing and proving that is the case and that that's true. Hey, that could be a Jake. That could be a Jake. You never know, right? You never know. Especially out here. Because you got a lot of Northern Kingdom that's been mixing with the other nations. And then you got Judah. A lot of Judah's been mixing with the other nations. And really, the looks can change in one generation. Yeah. You get some people that don't even experience that or realize that, man. And you'll see those diehard, Hebrew warriors, saying all this stuff, but yet they themselves don't go out and teach that openly. They don't go out and teach that openly, man, because really they have no faith.
This is 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Most High saith unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as a man seeth. For a man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
See? So with Saul in particular, so look, the Most High did away with Saul. A lot of people flock to these other so-called leaders because, oh, he's taller, he's darker. He has more of a look of what I believe man of the Lord is supposed to look like. Well, the Lord keeps telling you, Yahawashi keep explaining, okay, that it's not the look, the outward appearance that matters, because he doesn't look inwardly, or he doesn't look on the outward appearance as men do. He looks on the inward appearance. Okay? So you're seeing Nate wax worse, Yohanan wax worse, Bubble Eyes wax worse. All these leaders of the GOCC, even Sakari, and they're getting worse. They're all utilizing this tool, this merchandising tool called Christ. Why are they utilizing a merchandising tool called Christ and Black Jesus? Because it's exactly for that reason. Merchandise, man. To make profit off the word. And they'll justify themselves doing so. But then when we pull out observations such as like what Apostle Gabar said, what the video is titled on the screen, make known the name of Yahawashi, not Christ. This is commandment. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 6. Thus saith the Lord, they also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. From the tower of Cyrene shall they fall in it by the sword, saith the Lord God.
A lot of these guys want to uphold Egypt. So Look, man, for you guys that have seen IUIC and you're aware that they use a 501c3 charter and you buy into the bullshit that Nate uses to say why he's using the 501c3 charter, you guys are just as guilty, man. You're just as guilty, man. So you're upholding the ways of Egypt, thinking, well, this is the way it's got to be. But look, you're not doing it out of sincerity or with like, you know, look, you don't need a 501c3 charter, man. What the hell is that about? There's no excuse to be made. There's no excuse to be made, man. Under that 501c3, they're forced, okay, to teach the word in a lesser fashion, with lesser power. All that purple and gold isn't making them more truthful. You know, if that were the case, we'd all be wearing purple and gold. So, yeah.
This is Proverbs 17 and 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord.
Yeah, so Nate and his congregation of followers, that a lot of people just join these other groups because they don't like what Great Millstone is saying. And it's not even us that's saying it. We're just telling you what YAHAWASHI NOT have said out of the book. But you guys don't understand it, man. And that's a beautiful thing. It's awesome that you don't, man. It shows the might and power that the Heavenly Father has to keep you blocked from receiving this knowledge. And it proves how precious this actually is, man.
Isaiah 5 and 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that putteth darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yep, they put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So look, man, if you can't see the basics of this thing, okay, you're not going to understand something that's a little bit heavier or more spiritual than understanding. And that's why the Lord himself, he said to his disciples, when they asked him, why do you speak to the people in parables? Why do you speak to them in riddles? And he said, because it's not meant for them to receive it. He said it was meant for you to receive the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. He said, in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, having eyes to see, see not, ears to hear, but understand not. So the Lord, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is YAHAWASHI, okay, he doesn't love everybody, man. That's religion. The so-called white man created religion, man. He steals everything from everyone else and then recreates it to be his own. Where do you think natural medicines come from, man? But what does he do? He puts everything in a pill, and it's all synthetics. He's constantly against the truth of things, man. So, hey, look, it's only a matter of time before more hell comes onto this planet. Especially here in Washington State, man. Because you people, you really don't understand what's going on, man. People really don't understand what's going on.
Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
And prudent in their own sight. So a lot of people think that their way is always correct. They're doing it the right way or whatever. But that's because they have no code of conduct to measure themselves against, to show and improve themselves versus a standard. They have no standard to maintain.
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
Yeah, that's Nate. That's the IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC. That's Jesus is the Word. That's Vocab Malone. That's James White, the Edomite. That's man, you name them. Okay. They're teaching with strong drink to get you drunk as mighty men and becoming wise in their own conceit, man. What do these people know? other than the European way and the Caucasian way? What do you know? These people, they get all flustered. You know, when you're face to face with them on a work site or in public, and you call them out on their misbehavior. Well, I never. Yeah, I bet. Because you're without rule and order, man. So when you call these people out on their bullshit, you know, you see them crumble. And that's what's happening with Nate. He's being called out on his bullshit. And he's losing his leadership. And that's a terrible thing to be a company, and you start losing all your lawyers, your financial advisors, your CEO, your CFO. You start losing all your chiefs, and all you have are these little minion employees that are coming to work for the paycheck, but they don't know what the fuck to do, and they're just trying to wing it.
Sounds like Trump's administration right
Yep.
now. Yeah.
And you see what happens. And if it happens, you know, in the world of politics and government and how the cities run themselves, how much more is that going to be applied to these men who have created organizations like the ISUPK or IUIC or GOCC? Look at their organizations failing, man. You're not supposed to put any trust in Egypt, man.
This is Psalms 20:7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh, our power.
Right, but we will remember the name of Yahweh, our power. And you notice that's possessive. Who you call God and who you call Jesus, their name is Yahweh and Yahawashai. They're only for the people, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The Negro, Latino, and so-called North American Indian. That's our God, man. That doesn't belong to you people, man, you Caucasians. You know, what do you need a savior for? Save you from what? You guys have the ability to do all wickedness and manner of evil in the world, and you don't stop. And now you're seeing that your enemies are rising up against you. China is claiming to have the mother of all bombs. Just last month, Russia was known as having the mother of all bombs. But now it's China.
Everybody's trying to one up.
As the scriptures say, the weak are going to become mighty, the weak will become strong. They're going to take their farming tools and turn them into weapons of war. Their spears are going to be fashioned from their pruning hooks. Okay, their swords are going to be fashioned from their pitchforks. Okay, so we're in the time of war. So hey, all these people that care about their community, their street, their company, their state, their city. Look, man, you're worrying about a very small picture. You're very small-minded. Things are happening on a bigger scale, and the Lord, our power, Yahweh, is going to intervene to protect His elect. And you people are not going to. You people are going to be without protection.
This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into spears and your pruning hooks into beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yep. See? So they're gonna, the weak, these other nations that you thought were weak, the East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, all these nations you said were weak and without power, the Philippines, they've been, look, Russia won the Cold War, man. And when another Cold War, which we're kind of in another Cold War, it could easily go into that to that favor. Russia's gonna win again, man. It doesn't matter that America spends 70% of their money on the military, on the budget, the military budget. It doesn't matter. You still lost the Cold War to Russia. Russia supplies more people than the U.S. does. You know, the U.S. will spend, what was it, like $400,000 on a helmet for a jet fighter, and the other nations are like, well, to hell with it, just buy more missiles. Why invest all that in one pilot where we could just have enough missiles that is going to totally overpower you. It doesn't make any sense. But that's because America, the so-called Caucasian race, they're known to be proud and arrogant. And they're raised as children to be, be proud, be proud, be proud, stand proud. Okay, they are the pride of the world, right? So the Most High is going to bring them down. It's only a matter of time. Okay? Yeah, so the point being, the weak are now saying that they're strong.
That's right.
Okay, they're getting these missiles armed up. That's why China now has the mother of all bombs. Okay? And that's all it takes, you know? The West Coast is very fragile, man.
Yeah.
The East Coast is very fragile.
Yeah.
America itself is very fragile.
That's right.
These people really live at peace and at ease without any concern. And then, you know, you get those guys that have the mindset of, well, if I just lived worrying all the time, I wouldn't be able to enjoy life.
Exactly.
Well, what's there to enjoy when the food you eat is poison, the water you drink is poison, the air you breathe is poison, the land is outside your door, your kids can't play in it, you got to get it tested for radiation and nuclear waste. What kind of life is this, man? Potential lead in your water. There's a lady in the Seattle area that died from a brain-eating parasite, an amoeba that turned her brain to mush.
From washing her nose out with faucet water.
Yep.
That's all she did. Use one of those nasal things to spray through her nose, and the parasite went straight to her brain.
Yeah, it's called nasal lavage.
This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. You know, all these, because when World War III pops off, you're going to have the Russians that's going America is a place of unwalled villages. These people are at rest. You got all these other nations that came to America and they dwell here. They got goods, they got businesses, so on and so forth. But what's going to happen is you're going to have America it's going to get invaded, man. And you're going to have the Russians that's going to be the primary ones to do that. You got, right now, you got U.S. citizens that's going to Russia and different countries, and they're getting detained and apprehended for being spies, man. So you think all these Ukrainians and Russians that you see when you're working and handling business, you think all of them are just regular citizens? Some of them motherfuckers are spies too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They got plenty of movies showing they got sleeper cells.
Yeah. Yeah, all these Ukrainians and Russians and shit.
Yeah.
Especially here in the Pacific Northwest region. You know, some of them is spies as well, man. That was it.
This is Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yes, it says in his heart, who shall bring them down to the ground? Who's going to stop America? Who's going to stop the so-called white race from being superior? Who's going to take them out of the #1 spot, man? Who shall bring them down to the ground?
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Who else? What other nation of people are known symbolically, animalistically as the eagle? The bald eagle. Who else is known in this manner? You know, the so-called white man, even as the Germans, the Romans, the Greeks, when they took over. See, they take over everyone's identity and culture, you know, and they put that eagle up. Right?
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Most High.
Yeah, he set his nest amongst the stars. He rules higher than all people. He's got his space station, okay, which is a joint effort with the Russians. The Caucasians are the ones that have won that so-called space race and space dominance. And you got Trump talking about creating a Star Wars program. So who else does that? Who does that fit? Whose characteristics, national identity? Who does that fit? Right?
That was it on that.
Because that whole chapter goes in, man. Obadiah, he didn't waste no time. He didn't mince no words. He said, "Fuck it." The spirit was put on him to expose you Caucasians, man.
This is my lot. This is my lot.
Yeah. The whole chapter is fire. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49. 49 and 15. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, Gather ye together, and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and greatly despised. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill.
And that holdest the height of the hill. Hills and mountains represent government. Right? And America is the main person who's been putting out all these rules and tariffs and things to control dominance over everyone else's economy, over everyone else's trade. But now you see he's losing his grip and his power. Because it says, as the scripture has said, he is greatly despised. Okay, he's become small among the other nations. So these other nations are tired of putting up with the so-called white man's business. And you're starting to see them retaliate.
Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle.
See? Because he wants to rule on top. And the eagle rules highest of all, right? And you see their nests are usually always in a high perch. Mm-hmm. You know, the bigger the bird, the higher the perch. That's how that goes. But you see these smaller birds, they'll make nests like right here. They'll be real low. They're not going to be up in a high place that you will come swoop down in on them. You know? So the characteristic of the eagle lets you know it's talking about the so-called white man. Go ahead.
I will bring thee down from this, saith the Lord. The very next verse, 17. Also Edom shall be a desolation.
See? Desolation. All right?
Edom getting married.
Yeah.
Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at the plagues thereof.
Right. Everyone shall be astonished and hissed at the plagues. The main plague is going to be those missiles, man. That plague of fire to come. Okay, which that fire is going to be used to judge this all you nations, man. Fire is the tool promised to judge the world. Right. Last time it was water, now it's going to be fire.
Verse 18, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
When Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrown, was it a SEAL Team 6 that came in and started snapping necks?
Was it a stealth bomber jet that dropped missiles out the sky?
Yeah, what happened? How did Sodom and Gomorrah get overthrown? They got overthrown by fire. Go ahead.
And as the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it.
See? So this is going to be made a desolation, a perpetual wasteland. We have that song, Teenage Wasteland. Rock song, Teenage Wasteland. You know? Teenage Wasteland. Hey, Edom Wasteland, man. It's going to be Edom's Wasteland. Okay, the scriptures that tells you in Revelation that he's going to make in 1 hour, okay? In 1 hour, this place shall be a desolation, man. So there's no hope for America, man. You can't make America great again. Once you've fallen from your spot, that's it, man. You've been wounded, and there's no healing for you. You're just going to bleed out till you're dead. And that's what you're seeing. The so-called white race is bleeding out. They're losing their power. Yeah.
Jeremiah 49, 31 and 31. Arise, get ye up unto the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith Yahweh, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone.
That's America. Is it not a wealthy place without bars and gates?
Trump wanted to build walls to let you know that it has no bars or gates, man.
Right. Are you gonna, what about Canada? Are they gonna make a border and stop all you Americans from illegally going up there too, or what's gonna happen with that? But another thing too, man. The so-called white man in Canada, he's doing his pipeline bullshit with the natives up there too. And guess what? They're gonna do the same thing. So Gad, the so-called North American Indian, the tribe of Gad, they're gonna rise up at the very end, man. The very, very end, because they can't do nothing, man. Even though they've helped with so many things, and a lot of you people don't even know what the North American Indian has really contributed to your modern society. A lot of you people don't even consider, or you see something and you think, oh, well, that's a white man's invention. The white man, we made that. No, you haven't contributed really anything besides death and destruction to the world as a whole. That's your biggest contribution, is death and destruction, man.
Yep. Being the sword of the Lord.
Yep, swords and blood, man. That's it. Okay. So America is the city, the oppressive city. Okay, America is the new Babylon, the oppressive city, a land without walls or borders. And now you see Trump trying to build a border wall, like the brother said. It makes perfect sense. It's a very good observation. And it even asks, if not, where and who is he? If this isn't the guy that's done these things, then where and who is it? Point him out. Show us. Show it. And you won't be able to, man, because it's you. As soon as you point at him, be like, well, there's 4 more pointing back at you. Hit him with that stupid little bar they always try to use.
Did you want the earth is given in the hand of the wicked? Okay. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He cover up the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. So look, making known the name of YAHAWASHI, that translates into, look, you gotta name everybody then. Who are all the characters? You gotta name everybody. If we're naming who the Savior is and what he's doing, well, we gotta name who the enemy, who the wicked is too. Yeah. We gotta name 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. You're gonna die with the so-called white man, the nation of Edom.
That's right.
Because you stick up for him. You live life with all of his wickedness, man. So really, look, man, if not, where and who is it? The Most High gave the earth into the hands of the wicked. Who's ruling the earth? Is it not the so-called white man that's established dominance? If not, then where and who is it? Who set up the sign of Caesar Borgia, man? Who set that up? Did the Arabs paint up that cracker? The coconut-eating Aborigines and Polynesians, did they paint that cracker up? Who painted that? Was it the Eskimo? Was it the African? Come on, it's obvious who painted that. The so-called white man painted that. And every time he wants to portray history, he always is the face of that character.
Yeah.
The white actor gets paid more than a minority actor. All the time, every day, always, man. That's the main stick. Now someone's gonna be like, well, there's this one time so-and-so got paid more. What about Will Smith? There's always gonna be that stipulation, But at the same time, those actors will tell you how hard they had to work just to earn that, when you got actors that come in with no experience, like Jonah Hill, guys like this, Seth Rogen and shit, and they start getting all these movies and just rising up and making it. But look at, you got our people, they got to put in fucking work. They got to put in mad work. They got to
sacrifice kids, put their souls into it, family.
You got to lose your soul for that fate, man. And the scriptures tell us, You know, what is it to gain the whole world and to lose your soul, man?
Yeah, yeah.
So look, 2/3 of our people, they're going to die alongside you Edomites.
That's right.
Okay? It's a very important thing to identify the names of the players in this truth. Okay? The key players, YAHAWASHI, Jacob, Esau, okay, the other nations. It's a movie, man. So you got to make known the name. You have to make known the name. Because Jesus, the doctrine of Jesus doesn't go into this. That false doctrine of Jesus Christ and God does not go into explaining everything that we've been showing you in the scripture. But the doctrine that was given to us through YAHAWASHI is revealing this.
This is Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
So, like, read that one more time.
Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Right. See, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous, it shall be delivered. So I don't care if you had people holding hands with Martin Luther King, or you had some so-called white people in the Black Panthers. Who gives a shit? You know, the Most High doesn't care. Oh, because you're friends with this guy, you know, and we'll give you a pass. Yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how the Most High operates. Okay?
This is Psalm 37 and 9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh shall inherit the earth.
Those that wait upon the Most High shall inherit the earth. So that lets you know you're not supposed to be antagonizing or instigating fights, right? Because the scriptures tell you the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. So all we're here to do is slice you up with the word, man, with words. You know, the scripture tells you that the word is sharp and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, dividing to skin, flesh, bone, and marrow, even down to your soul, man, to your spirit. You'll get cut. Okay, so those are the weapons that we take up. Spiritual weapons. Right?
Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. Because Esau rules the earth right now. Therefore the curse hath devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Yep. So that's in time to come. When the earth is going to be burnt, it says few men left. So when the earth was flooded and watered and washed away the wickedness, the sins of the world, it only left 8 people. Okay, but now the Lord said he's going to burn it, and there's going to be few men left. So, you know, it's going to be more than 8 people. But you can guarantee there's going to be less than 8 billion. You can guarantee that there's going to be way less than 8 billion people on the planet. You know, who knows what number the Most High is going to drop it down to. We don't know how many of you, how much of you other nations are going to be saved to be our slaves. We don't know. It's going to be a long process into that kingdom, man. It's going to be a long process for you people to get your numbers up. And labor's going to be hard, man. You know?
They're going to be wanting to procreate so that way it can, kind of lift the burden off of them, yeah.
Yes, they have more helping hands. But we got a lot of stuff for you to do, man.
Continual employment.
Yeah, you guys will never be without a job, I'll tell you that right now. Everybody's going to work.
Unemployment rate 0.
Yeah, unemployment rate is 0. You know, even as a corpse, you're going to put in work. You know, you're going to be feeding the earth.
This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and the joints and marrow, and is the discerner of thoughts and intents of hearts.
See, it is a discerner of
Of
thoughts
the heart.
and intent of the heart. So like the Most High, He doesn't look on the outward appearance, but on the inward part of the mind. And you can do that with the Word, man. So as we compare what the so-called white man has done, just historically, you know, in every era that he's been in power, which he's got a pretty good track record. And when you read about what the wicked would do, what the nation of Edom and Esau is going to be up to, and they fit that mold perfectly, man. They're the perfect devil. The perfect devil, man. So it's our job to let them know, look, your time is up, and you're coming to an end. YAHAWASHI is returning.
That's right.
Okay? And all this, the world as you know, it's going to stop, man. This isn't going to go on forever. You've got the minds of the people so polluted that if we were to name off some of those pollutions, you would say that, oh, we're sexist. That you would call us, you'd say that we hate homos. You would say that, you know, we hate, you'd call us racist.
They wouldn't say we hate, they would say we homophobic.
Well, we're not scared. We're not scared of facts.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not. So whatever. But you would say those things. You would call us terrorists. You would call us communists, fear mongers, conspiracy nuts. You would call us all these things. You know, and that's just to try to discredit what we're saying. But what we're saying is actually true. And you know it's true, man. Your economy is doing worse and worse. As it's supposed to, as it's been told, you know, that there's no healing for Babylon. You're not going to heal yourself from the debt, the heavy debt you put yourself into. You know, you're going to try with this mark of the beast, the RFID chip. It's not going to work. And this is all coming to pass because YAHAWASHI is being preached finally. Man. So the name is that important. The name is so important that it brings YAHAWASHI. He said his testimony was a spirit of prophecy. So if you're a disciple, what are you supposed to be involved in? Prophecy. So but you see these guys that are into the name of Jesus and into the name of Christ, they're not pushing prophecy. They're pushing the law. The law. The law is not going to save you, man. The law was never designed for you to obtain salvation through. Salvation doesn't come through the law, man. You can follow the law 100%. That doesn't mean you're going to be saved. YAHAWASHI, the kid asked, one child asked, a young man asked, you know, he said, I've kept these things from my youth up. What more do I have to do? You know, he said, sell all you got and come with me. I was like, no, that's not in the law. Yeah, you can't do that one. Sorry.
That's the wrong number.
Titus 1 and 5. It says,
This is Job 20 and 5. That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. All right, starting at Job 20, starting in verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? For, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Yeah. So look, Edom, we told them they're going to be taken out of power. So the triumphing of the wicked is short. So right now they're victorious. They're triumphant. But it's only lasting them a very short amount of time compared to the length that Rome was around. America is not even like maybe barely getting to a 25% of that timeline of power. America's not. It's falling faster than Rome is falling, man. Okay. So he's gonna do this to dissipate him. The Most High is going to get rid of him. Said he's going to fly away as a bad dream. Okay, he shall perish forever like his own dung. You see someone, you know, take a crap on the yard. You know, how long does it last? Do you celebrate a birthday with that turd?
Yeah.
Does a turd last a whole year? No, and that's what's going to happen to Edom. He's just, the way, you know, animals crap everywhere. You know, you got poop on leaves and all types of stuff, right? It's everywhere.
But eating GMOs it'll last forever.
Yeah. You know, so this Edomite, hey, he's gonna be clearly fully washed away at the end of his use.
Jumping to verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Yep, everything that he's obtained, everything that he's put out. And you know, it's funny because when he was supposed to bring a sacrifice, what did he bring? The dumbass, he never has anything right, you know. But his meat is, you know, his substance, you know. And the Most High, you know, he used to be requiring meat as a sacrifice, and other things would be, you know, first fruit offering, right? But none of his goods, none of his source is going to be found anymore. So, like right now, you see a lot of made in America, American-made steel, you know, American products. You know, a lot of these nations are buying American-made steel and all this and all that, right? Well, pretty soon, no one's going to be looking for his shit. When he gets taken out of power, you're not going to be worried about, you know, oh, we need Windows, we need Outlook, we need the Microsoft spreadsheets. We need a bunch of Windows 10 laptops. You're not gonna have that no more. Okay, so he's gonna be totally removed from existence. So anyway, with that, we're gonna rotate around. So brother, if you want to speak, and someone else hop on camera, signs, post, everyone just kind of rotate around.
Somebody grab Titus 1:15. Because this brother had mentioned that about people's minds being fucked up in this society. Like these people look at us as terrorists. They look at us as you know, as being the bad guys. And really, we're the good guys because we're telling people what's going to happen before it happens, so that way those of the nation of Israel that's meant to understand and get it can get right, man, and be delivered. You know. You mind grabbing that article I sent to the WhatsApp? Go ahead, bro.
This is Titus chapter 1, verse 15. Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
Right. So what's pure is these scriptures. Grab Proverbs 30 and 5 real quick. All right. The scriptures are pure. The scriptures are undefiled. They're untainted. You know, it's just like when you read Esau's legislations and his bills and all that stuff. When you're in your right mind, you can see how it's just a bunch of bull crap. All right, you can see that Esau's his legislation they're unrighteous. All right, Jeremiah or Isaiah 10 and 1. They're completely unrighteous. But when you read the Most High's commandments, laws, statutes, you can see how it's pure. You know what I'm saying? The same way, like if you eating a bunch of bullshit, you're gonna feel fucked up. But if you eating properly, you feel your mind feels good. You feel pure. All right, it's the same thing when you're reading Esau the bullshit and when you're reading the scriptures, man. It's a difference. Go ahead with that Proverbs.
This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 5. Every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him.
Right. So the Most High, every word of the Most High is pure. Okay. And he's a shield unto those that put their trust in him. All right. So while everything in society is going haywire, the hopeful elect will be protected, man. All right. Because we trusted in YAHAWASHI NOT, and we made him our shield. All right. Our buckler. All right.
This is back in Titus, first chapter, verse 15. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled.
Right, so 2/3 of the nation of Israel, their minds and conscience is defiled, man. All right, niggas think that it's acceptable to do everything that the so-called white man does. When you on a plantation, the conversation of Jakes is that of Esau, man. All they talk about is sports. All right, football, basketball, baseball, yeah, and a bunch of, I was getting to that, a bunch of homosexual stuff, man. They talk about a whole bunch of just homosexual jokes, man. All right, something that just nasty stuff, man. It's inappropriate, man. However, this place, as we read earlier, this place is as Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be destroyed with that fire, just how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. Okay.
It says, this is verse 16. They profess that they know the Heavenly Father, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work reprobate.
Yeah, unto every good work reprobate. All right, disobedient. Okay, so that's the condition of 2/3 of the nation of Israel, and they get that from Esau. Now we're gonna read this article that's going into how Esau, brothers know how Esau is gonna use. He's gonna use Jake as a scapegoat, so to say. Here it is. He's constructed so-called ISIS, so-called Taliban, so-called Al-Qaeda, all that. Those are nothing but CIA operatives, CIA organizations, all right, that Esau, the government of Esau, the so-called white man, has established to go out into different parts of the earth, cause hell and havoc, and they use that as a means to capture people's minds, to justify them in stealing resources from another nation, or subjecting another nation into the order of the beast. All right, them conforming to the image of the beast. All right, setting up architecture that looks like ancient Rome, setting up a banking what's the word? A banking system for water. That's just like what you have here in America. Okay? Democracy. It's all about getting to people's minds, man. All right. Now we know that, and brothers have brought out that Esau is going to try and demonize us brothers, all right, the Hebrew Israelites, and make us look like terrorists, man. And this article is going to go into it. Go ahead.
Says, two Americans, this is FoxNews.com. 2 Americans among 5 ISIS fighters captured in Syria, officials say.
Hey, you want to show the camera what they look like? All right, these are 2 Jakes that Esau is saying is that was captured as ISIS fighters in Syria. Now, Russia and a whole bunch of different countries back in 2018, when that Syria situation really got hot, and they was putting it on blast week after week that America is behind ISIS and all that. 2017, 2018, that was hot and heavy in the news, but somehow it dwindled down. And now you got Trump saying that they conquered ISIS and all this shit in Syria. Well, people that fast, they forgot that it was put out in the media that ISIS was created by the CIA. People are so dumb that they forgot that quick that it's been proven that ISIS is nothing but CIA operatives, because when Russia was going in to bomb certain spots in Syria where ISIS operatives were located, you had the American military that was shipping them out of there, man. Going over there with helicopters, rounding them up and getting them up out of there before they can go blow their ass up. Or when they had a word that Russian jets was coming to blow them up or whatnot, or destroy their convoys or their food caches, they would handle that before before the bombs would come or whatever. So that lets you know that this is nothing but two motherfuckers that more than likely work for the CIA, for the government, all right, that just so happen to be Israelites that they're using as the face of the new face of terrorism, man. Okay.
It says 2 Americans were among 5 ISIS fighters recently captured in eastern Syria.
Right, and another thing real quick I want to point out, the first dude, he got some kind of Muslim name, all right, but he don't even got a beard on his face. I thought them so-called Muslims, if you're really dedicated to Islam and shit like that, and you're really willing to go blow yourself up or whatever, why you ain't got no beard on your face? You know what I'm saying?
Says, according to a spokesman for the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, the Americans were identified as Warren Christopher Clark, aka Abu Muhammad al-Ameriki of Houston, and Zaad Abed al-Hamid, aka Abu Zaad al-Ameriki. Originally from the U.S., but no specific location was reported.
Yeah, originally from the U.S., but no specific location was reported. That don't make sense, man. Because Esau knows. Esau knows everything about you, man. All right, he knows your name. He knows where you're from. You know.
He knows what you have for breakfast.
Yeah, he knows what you have for breakfast. He got a camera everywhere you go, man. And if they American citizens, you know they got Social Security numbers. All right, you know that they ain't over there for free doing that shit. Okay? Because they don't want to give no specific location, because they gonna somebody gonna see it on the news, some Jake, and they gonna be like, oh, that's my cousin, man. Yeah, that nigga, yeah, he worked for the CIA. He spoke on dope to me. Yeah, yeah, man, that nigga, he was a cop, and then I remember he told me he got recruited by the FBI and then so they gonna say that their origins is unknown, man.
Like I said real quick, they might not even exist too, because I was reading something the other day that Esau got this program where they can create faces like real people, and the people don't even exist, like like actual put up pictures. It's a program that what's that algorithms, they put together different algorithms of actual people, and then they put them together to make it look like a real person, and it's not even a real person. You know.
Yeah. Man, read that real quick.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2. What was it? 2 verse 11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Right, and one of his devices is technology, man. People don't really realize how demonic and satanic technology is, man. Yeah, it's good that you can go on Google and research whatever the hell you want to research, or you can stream live sports, or you could talk to somebody halfway around the world. But with that comes a price, man. The price being that, like, we're literally getting microwaved with this 5G technology, with 4G technology, with these radio frequencies that's being emitted. It's killing us, man. All right, it's just like the brother Beyond the Camera sent out an article about a week or two ago or something like that, and it was saying that microwaving plastic, food and plastic, is one of the highest, one of the quickest ways you can get cancer, man. So you could totally not have a microwave in your house, you know, eat organic all you want to, but guess what? You still is getting microwaved out here in public, just living, man. All right, so the penalty to technology is killing us, man. Okay, but one of the ways Esau has deceived the whole world, man, is through technology. However, the hopeful elect, the elect is not we're not deceived by it. Yeah, go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah. Break that down real quick.
Yeah, so, like the brother's saying, man, this Esau breaking forth that technology, you know, we're not ignorant of his devices, but and we understand that he's out there seeking, looking for whoever he can get over on, man. You know, looking for whichever Israelites he can get to conform to his system. That's a W for him, man. And he's constantly coming up with ways to try to destroy Israel. You know, so we're not ignorant of his devices. We know he got these microwaves. We know that he got all this technology that's set up against Israel, but it's not going to prevail in the end, man.
That's right.
But just real quick, I want to show this picture.
It's kind of blurry, but there you go.
All right, so look at all these people's faces, right?
These incredibly realistic fake faces show how algorithms can now mess with us.
Yep. It says a new approach to AI fakery can generate incredibly realistic faces with whatever characteristics you like. The faces above don't seem particularly remarkable. They could easily be taken from, say, Facebook or LinkedIn. In reality, they were dreamed up by a new kind of AI algorithm. That's Satan, man. All right, that's Satan all the way. Hold Matthew 24, and if at all possible, they can see the very elect.
Yep.
Okay, let's just brother read this. A little more on this.
It says, Clark was identified in an NBC News report last February as an American who has sent his resume to ISIS in hopes.
Come on, man. Come on. Like for real. Yeah. They got resumes. They using Microsoft Word, Excel spreadsheets. You know what I'm saying? That's retarded, man. That's retarded. Things like that don't happen, man. You gotta. You want to join a group that supposedly blows shit up and kills people. All right. Now, with so-called ISIS taking the L's that they've taken, right? You see how Esau turn around when you hear ISIS, you know, with them taking the L's that they're supposedly been taking, right? Wouldn't you think they just want warm bodies? They just need, okay, all we're gonna do is strap a bomb to your ass anyways and have you run out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you need to be competent in astrophysics. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know astrophysics, we can't take it. But come on, man. So this lets you know it's all a game. Hey, like it's a game.
If it was that easy for a nigga to get a hold of ISIS, how come the government ain't infiltrated the motherfuckers yet?
Yeah.
And took them down.
Yeah.
If it's that easy for you to get your resume to them.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, yeah. A nigga sitting at home in his boxers. Smoking a blunt, emailing ISIS, but the CIA the CIA don't even got their email address and don't even know what emails is going to ISIS. But what this nigga do? Come on, man, fucking crazy, man.
We are aware of open source reports of reportedly American citizens currently in custody who are believed to be fighting for ISIS. Navy Commander Sean Robertson, a Pentagon spokesman, told Fox News in a statement. However, we are unable to confirm this information at this time. The incident is
we can't confirm it because the shit ain't true.
Right.
But they just want to keep it. They want to keep it drawn on. You know, say to be continued, like them old school rap videos. Just go black and then they had the white words to be continued, but you never see the second part of the video. You know what I'm saying?
Tune in next time on the next exciting episode.
Dragon Ball Z.
It says the 3 other fighters captured, including 1 from Ireland and 2 from Pakistan, according to a Twitter message by Mustafa Bali, the SDF spokesman. Fighters were captured as part of Operation Jazeera Storm, which is charged with liberating the last areas of Syria that remain under ISIS control. Ali's statement said.
I mean, that's pretty much the point. But you know, what's funny is, we know it's all fabricated. The whole ISIS shit is all fabricated. It's all a product of Babylon, all right, so-called America. Like I said, trying to deceive the whole world into thinking that they're right and the rest of the world is wrong. So they demonize these people that so-called go fight for ISIS. But what about all these heathens that come to America and join the American military? All right, people ain't condemning all the so-called Filipinos and so-called Africans and so-called Chinese and Japanese, all these heathens that come to America and join this place, this military, and they go unjustly around the world and go blow up shit and go kill shit for no reason, man. So it just shows you the hypocrisy of America, man. All right.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect.
Right. So along with all this propaganda and this fake news going out, everything is meant to ultimately deceive the very elect, because Esau, he's gonna get the minds of everybody. I was thinking about this the other day. Esau's got the minds of everybody, right? Now you got people that's gonna say, you got people that know, whether they're Israelites or not, that know that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, right? You got people that know that. But the thing is, are you gonna take it or not? That's the thing. You can know that the RFID chip is a mark of the beast, but the thing is, are you gonna take it or not? Now you're gonna have people that's gonna know what it is and they still gonna take it. However, because of the fear of death. But the elect, they don't have the fear of death, and they're gonna deny that if it comes down to it. They're gonna deny the mark of the beast if it comes down to it. If it comes down to you either take this or die, they're just gonna choose death and be a martyr. All right, so that's letting you know that the elect will not be deceived, man. Because you got people that say that and it sounds good now, all right. But when the shit hits the fan, they're gonna go right along with Esau's agenda, all right. You had something?
I was holding this from earlier. This is Job chapter 27, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the heavenly Father, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Basically, the point being that these people are the heritage of oppressors, man. This brother's sitting here, and he's talking about how Esau has already gone across the whole world, and he's constantly deceiving people, man. You know, especially with this new thing, this new face of terrorist that he's bringing out. He's continuing on that oppression and deceiving people into thinking that Israel is what's the problem with the world, man, and that his way is what's going to correct it when that's not the case.
Right. They grab that in Revelation, in which he deceived those that took the mark.
Mm-hmm. I got this. Okay.
Grab it. You got it?
Do you want this one right here in verse 14?
No. Grab 16 and start at 2.
This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast.
Right. So that mark of the beast, you receive that, it's gonna lead to certain death, man. All right. So that's another way in which, you know. Matter of fact, you had the video of the Apostle Bar just he did like a couple days ago, where he had I think it was J. Anthony Hilder and some other people talking about the mark of the beast, how the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. And they were saying how they're gonna pretty much tell people that being taking that mark of the beast, you get to live in. You're part of a society. You're a part of a an organization. A better living and so on and so forth. Like you're getting all these perks. Well, that's part of Esau's deceit right there, man. All right, part of their wiles. Whenever you see Esau in the media or something promising something, especially the niggas. He never keeps his promise, man. All right, so you got to be a damn fool to believe that, man. Okay, so there's gonna be a noisome and grievous sword that's gonna fall upon you if you take that chip. Okay, go ahead.
Finishing the verse, it says, "And upon them which worship his image."
Yep.
I don't think we want to read that.
Go 19 and 20. Revelation 19.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 20.
Start at 18.
Revelation chapter 19, starting at verse 18, Salakia. It says, that they may eat the flesh of kings.
Well, it's going
it says, this is Revelation chapter 19, verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men.
Right, so all these generals and stuff that you be seeing on TV, talking about, oh, we got this bomb, we got that bomb, and we got this intelligence and that, and these, like when you watch the news and you see Donald Trump and his whole cabinet, and you see some of them cats up there with military uniforms on, that's high-ranking colonels and whatnot, or whether it's the generals, whether it's over in Russia or Ukraine or whatnot, or Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, so on and so forth. Guess what? A lot of those same individuals that you see they gonna be getting they eyes and shit plucked out by by birds, man. Their intestines eaten by vultures and all that. That's what we're reading right here, man. Okay, go ahead.
And the flesh of and the flesh of horses and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies.
Yeah, it's men both free and bond, small and great, man. All right, because you're gonna have so there's gonna come a draft, man. All right, because you got a lot of people that ain't with what so-called or what evil face is doing, what Donald Trump is doing, running the way he's running this jacked up country. All right, so when that draft comes out, you think people, for one, people ain't even rushing down to down to the recruiter office to join the military. All right, because I remember back in the days, they was turning down people. You know what I'm saying? Like back when we went to the military, they was turning down you. If you couldn't do a certain amount of push-ups or this, that, and the third, hey, you was up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And you had to get a waiver, which was hard in some cases. And they would give you a waiver to get into the military, all right? Because they had so many people trying to join the military, they had the pick of the litter, so to say. Yeah, right. But now it ain't like that. People ain't going down there to the recruiter office saying they want to go fight against ISIS, man. So guess what? They're gonna have to implement that draft. All right, and even with them implementing that draft, you think people is gonna willingly just go down to the recruiter office like, yeah, I got this letter in the mail. Yeah, I just bought a house and had a kid, but you know what? Fuck all that. I'm gonna go over here, fight against this here ISIS. No, people ain't gonna do that, man. They're gonna say, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So
catch me if you can.
Yeah, catch me if you can. You know what I'm saying? So what is Esau gonna have to do? Esau is gonna have to he's gonna have to start recruiting some of those cats up in these prisons, up in these jails. And give them that microchip and send their ass right overseas, just so that way they can fulfill the prophecy where it says the kings, the horses, the free and the bond, getting ate by these birds, man. This great feast that the Most High has supplied.
He promised first that.
Hey, you know, like Xerxes said in the movie 300, and you will find that I am kind.
I am a gracious and forgiving God.
You will find that I am kind. But the Most High, hey, the Most High is kind, because Esau, you see how he's treating these animals. All right, you got lions breaking out, eating apprentices. You know what I'm saying, at zoos, because they deprived of proper food, man. So that's happening all in America as a whole. So the Most High is gonna allow these birds to eat, man.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse,
right,
and against his army.
The beast being NATO and the EU, okay, and the armies of the earth. Okay, these various everybody's gonna get in there. Everybody's gonna get their hands dirty, man. Indonesians, because the line's gonna be drawn, and you have to pick a side. Either you with America, all right, or you with Russia, or you with NATO and the EU. That's the superpowers right there. America, NATO, and the EU, and Russia, you know, and in China. But within all those lesser, those hills, those smaller governments are going to cling on to regional powers, superpowers that's within their region. All right, because you got Russia and China that's right there amongst each other. All right, you got Russia, you got Mongolia, and you got China, you know, so on and so forth. Real quick, go ahead.
It says in the this is verse 20, and the beast was taken with him the false prophet that
Right,
wrought.
the false prophet being the Roman Catholic Church, because they're the ones that Esau is using to deceive the people's minds in a religious avenue, in a religious aspect.
That wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
Right, so they're gonna use that the Roman Catholic Church to deceive a lot of people into taking the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Okay, so all that conglomerate of deceit is all gonna be destroyed, man. All right.
And them which, it says, and them that worship his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone.
Right. So thermonuclear destruction, man. All right. For those that take the mark and worship his image, man. You can't see a way of life outside of the revived Roman Empire, and you go along and take a chip. Hey, it's a certain death, man. That was that's.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, let the next brother speak.
I got this.
I'll hop on camera.
I got this little article, man. It says, I'll just read the title and I get
This is from thehappypreppers.com.
Can you read that first paragraph and then jump down to where it says, yeah, top reasons. Okay, yeah.
All right. So this article is titled "Microchips and the Human Dangers." All right. You wanted this paragraph right here? Or that one's not right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, that's fine. It says, implanting a microchip stings, but here's the real sting. The day may come when you can't buy food, can't get a paycheck, can't get medical help, can't get a driver's license, and can't leave the country because you don't have a microchip.
Right. Now, I don't know if you read, I don't think you read Revelation 13 and 16 yet, but there's coming a time, like the article just said, where it tells you in Revelations 13, 16, brother's about to read it, man.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. And that word mark, when you look into the Greek word of that word mark, right, because the New Testament was translated from the Greek, right? The word mark goes into the word charagma, which means an incision in the flesh. You know, a printed mark, stamp, incision in the flesh. Then it goes deeper. I believe I forgot the exact Hebrew word, karatz. Yeah, karatz, which means a pale. You know, so yeah, a stake, which that's what they're gonna use to implant that RFID chip in your right hand or forehead, man. Okay. Now, when people initially see this RFID chip, their first thought is, they're skeptical, man. Because that's how people are with anything new. There's always skeptics and whatnot. But when Esau causes, meaning, let's look at that word cause real quick. That brother got my phone, so okay. All right. Just go to do that up. Yep. Gonna look at that word cause real quick, man. When Esau causes or sets up situations to where you don't have a option. You don't have an option. Well, you do have an option, but your only option is going to be take the RFID chip or live off the grid and trust in the Lord. Like the brother said, what are you going to do then, man? What are you going to do then in that hour of temptation, man? All right.
This is the word cause from Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And it's the Strong's G4160. And the word I'm not good at reading Greek, and your phone's not making no sound, but it's poio. All right, poeo. All right, it says in the Strong's definition, it says a prolonged form of an obsolete to make or do in a very wide application, more or less directly.
Directly to make meaning what? They made a created an environment to where it's necessary to make an option of whether or not to take the RFID chip, man. So these devils wickedly exercised, you know, or they wickedly plotted mainly against the just, first and foremost, against the Most High, YAHAWASHI NOT and his elect, all right? But that's his plot that he came up with while he was thinking upon his bed, man. And in the morning, it was like he practiced it, man. Okay, go ahead.
It says abide, agree, appoint, avenge, band together, be fair, be wary.
Band together. Because that's another thing. These Edomites look at people as a whole. That's not part of their inner circle. They look at them as slaves, man. Yeah, goyim, useless eaters, you know. So they banding you all together or tracking you via this RFID chip, man. You know, that way they can have complete control over the whole world, man. And that's the so-called white man's agenda. Okay, but when we say we want to have rulership, not only do we want to have rulership, but we are going to have rulership over the whole world underneath YAHAWASHI, man. King David and 12 apostles. Okay, but it's all going to be in righteousness, man. It's all to set the world back in its proper order. You know? Huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What I said, yeah, that's written in Revelation.
It says, be ray, bring forth, cast out, cause, commit, content, continue, deal, without any delay, would, doing, execute, exercise, fulfill, gain, give, have, hold, journeying, keep, lay wait, lighten the ship, make, mean, none of these things move me, observe, ordain, perform, provide, have, purged, propose, put, rising up, secure, sin. It's got a wide use of words there.
Yeah, you know, so you get the point, man. He caused it, man. He's like we said, pointing everybody's focus and attention into this RFID chip. He's gonna make you make a choice, man. He's gonna make you make a choice by cutting off the food supply, cutting off the water supply, which is tainted anyway, but we still gotta drink the shit to live. By telling you can't send your kids to school, you can't work, you can't drive your car, open doors, you know, Yep. And then who knows? Maybe I can see them making it to where you gotta have a chip to use YouTube, or if there even is in that time, you know, internet's still up. You know, we don't know the exact specifics of how the timing is gonna work out, man, but we know that it's coming. Okay, because the so-called white man knows he has but a short time.
Yep.
You grab Psalms 5, please. Yeah, you could
tell you what that article is. This is Psalms chapter 5.
The so-called white man is one thing you're gonna realize is he is indeed the devil according to the Bible, man.
That's right.
You know, he's full of lies and deceit. He comes everything he's doing the same thing that he did thousands of years ago hundreds of years ago to the Native Americans, presenting a solution to a problem that his wicked ass created. But then the solution to the problem creates an even bigger issue, man. You know? It says, verse 4.
This is Psalms chapter 5, verse 4. For thou art not a God that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee.
Right. The Most High is the Most High is a power. So like it. That doesn't have pleasure in wickedness, and it said neither what?
It says, neither shall evil dwell with thee.
Right, so you think the Lord is just gonna allow these devils to to chip everybody in the motherfucking world and just, you know, had a whole world in captivity and poisoned and polluted when it's his creation? Yeah. When it's the Most High's creation, he created his only begotten son, and him and his elect men created everything that we see in existence today. You think the Most High is gonna allow these devils to just take all that and destroy it and allow them to be the rulers of earth forever and ever? Nope. Nah, man, that's preposterous. You know?
Boisterous.
That's not written, man.
It says, the foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
Right, the Most High, hey, the Lord said he hates Esau and Pacific, man. Straight up said, look, I have specific. He said, Jacob have I loved, or Esau have I hated, man.
That's right.
That's right. He hates wickedness, man. Okay? And the RFID chip, believe it or not, is full of wickedness, man. There's a whole bloody and deceitful purpose behind it, man. It ain't, we didn't need skyscrapers prior to the so-called white man.
Right.
We didn't need cars. We didn't need a goddamn roto hammer. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need none of these wicked ass devices that the so-called white man created prior to this society that he developed. We had ways of building and eating and killing and hunting that was in perpetual balance with nature.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man.
That's right. And Esau definitely is a bloody and deceitful man.
That's right.
The bloodiest of the bloodiest, man. The scriptures tell you the thief coming not but to steal, kill, and to destroy.
Yep.
You know? And going back to the time of Greece was not Alexander the Greek, you know, known for what? Being bloody and deceitful. Going down to King Antiochus and Ptolemy, his dynasty, so-called dynasty. Okay? Going all down the line of Roman history, man. What that whole Roman Empire became so-called great through war and bloodshed, man. Okay? So the same thing is going on right now. Which shows you who the devil is, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So this is going back to this article. This article is pretty good, actually. I've been sitting here reading it a little bit.
All right, yeah.
It says superhuman powers are super controlled, and that's a question mark. It says, is a microchip implanted under the skin destructive to the welfare of a free and open society?
Yes.
Sinister Forces says no. However, you need only to look to mythology and literature past and present to understand the potential destruction a microchip has. Certainly, and in the beginning, people will feel superhuman for having a microchip implanted, but as soon as the novelty fades, the manipulation will start to creep into your veins quite literally. With an alluring microchip under your skin, you'll be able to secure access to buildings, mobile phones, and computers, open car doors with keyless entry, start a motorcycle or car keyless ignition, light the way to your front porch and pathways inside your home.
So they will make it to where you're gonna need a chip to access computers, man. You know? Yeah.
Load music preferences in your car or home. Get money from the bank with a wave of the hand. Enjoy VIP treatment like free lattes and exclusive park use as a marketing ploy.
That's what we get chip, free latte.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, free latte, man. Shit, chip. Give me that chip, nigga.
Like the free food shop.
Yeah.
You know, get a free latte. You know, when you upgrade your chip.
When you register the chip with your Starbucks account.
Oh, man. You know, everybody that
Reward
plays
points.
Starbucks,
They're gonna be on it.
they got chip.
They're gonna be on it.
They give you like the way they got reward points with them cars they give you in different spots. They
You know it.
do it right to your chip. Oh, you've used your chip 37 times this year so far. You've earned, you know, like a free latte or whatever. You know, that could be, those would be incentives for people to get the chip.
Because all of it, that chip's gonna bring about that convenience, man. Yeah. You know, the convenience to be a part of this society, you know? It says, jumping down a little bit, it says, it was first the media and internet that tried to lure you to get a microchip by seducing you with superhuman powers, like opening doors and starting vehicles magically, so you'll actually want to get a microchip.
Yeah, and that's whack, man. You can wave your hand, the door open. That's whack. I can step on a mat and the door's gonna open, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Push the little handicap button.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's not superhuman powers, man. Okay? And that's another thing, because people are infatuated with like magic and, you know, people that levitate, and which the whole, all the magicians are masons, and they believe they worship the devil, by the way. You know, there's a documentary on that. It's actually pretty good. You know, yeah. They literally summon demons, man, and then a demon takes over their body, and they gotta feed that demon constantly, otherwise their powers, the elites take their powers away, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how they're able to do all those witchcraft performances and whatnot.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly like ancient Egypt, man.
Yep.
Go ahead. Matter of fact, we could, no, go ahead.
There's some good points in this article. It says now employers are asking you to microchip. Someday, they may require it for employment.
Now it's already happened. I mean, the article gets into it. They talk about Sweden. Mm-hmm. Sweden and the
3 square market.
Just go ahead, yeah.
Yep. It says this implantable device is being marketed as a trendy and technological gadget. Be the first on. This is what it says in quotations. Be the first on the block. Never lose your wallet or keys again. In quotation, you know.
Be the first on the
Tyler,
block.
they give you more sauce than they give you meat.
Yeah.
He said that shit like.
It says marketing will encourage you to get a microchip willingly for free, but then soon you'll willingly pay $150 to $200 to get one. All right.
Man, hey, people, you know, rich people are gonna get it. Damn near all the rich people are gonna get it, man. Which the scripture tell you causes all the small and great, rich and poor. You know, rich motherfuckers, they gonna be like, you know, this is exclusive. You know, you gotta be exclusive VIP member to have something like this. You know, this black chip comes. Yeah. That's what they did with the black card. Yeah,
They show you right here.
Yeah.
For them to get into this high-end Baja Club, right? Where's that at? In Brazil? Or Spain. So like, yeah, Spain. In Spain, the Baja Club in Spain. you know, which is a high-end club, man. That's not no club, no regular Joe can come inside, man. You know, that's one of those more fancier, upscale type of establishments. And you gotta have that chip to be able to get in. If you don't got that chip, you can't come in, man. So it's exactly like the brother said. It reminds me of that scene on Iron Man, one of the Iron Man movies where Tony Stark's sitting there, Robert Downey Jr., he's sitting there implanting chips in the different parts of his body so that way he can summon that Iron Man suit, you know? Yeah. So they're gonna be coming out with all these different technological benefits for that chip responds with, man, you know, to incite people to actually get it, you know? That's right. Or entice people to actually get it. Yep. Reading more of this article, I'm jumping down a bit. It says 10 reasons to never get a microchip. Reason number 1, microchips are the mark of the beast.
Hey, you got people that's you got people that's preppers, all right, doomsday preppers, that they even know that the RFID chips are mark of the beast, man. So what's wrong with IUIC and that congregation, man? You got people that knew the RFID chip was the mark of the beast before a lot of us was even born, man.
Yep.
You know, it's been. I mean, Apostle Har made a statement himself. He said he knew about the mark of the beast in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So now it's to the point where back then when they were saying in the future, now is the future, man.
Right, we're in that future.
You know? The future is now. You know? And people are bugging the fuck out, man, because they don't know what's gonna happen. Although you have the prophets of the Lord on the highways and byways throughout the four corners of the globe, literally telling you exactly what's gonna happen, man. Prophesying. That's exactly what the word prophesy means, is to say before. So when it happens, one, you can't say you didn't know, and two, you don't know a prophet has been among you. Right. Real quick, wrap up Sirach 12:1. I mean 10. Sirach 12:10.
Alright. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 12. You said verse 10 or verse 1? Verse 10? This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Right. Never trust thine enemy, man. I don't give a talking about Israel, man. Jakes, don't trust the so-called white man. Right. All right. When he come to you talking about some RFID chip, a Vera chip, or whatever the hell other name you want to come up for, NFC chip, don't take that shit, man. Right. Because his words are softer than oil. Yeah, they drawn swords, man. You know, look, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, that's the spirit like a motherfucker. But hey man, so yeah, like I was saying, so don't take the RFID chip, man, because he got his only purpose for you taking the chip is to control you, man. Total control. Total control. That's what Bar said. Yup. Go ahead.
It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Exactly, man. It's the same old devil, man. Same old devil. New Year, same devil, man. You know? Right. And he gonna entice you. He know how to get you jakes, man. You know how to get you. You take the chip, we give you a carton of cigarettes, 3 cartons of cigarettes every month. You know, some Newport shorts.
I can't get my menthols.
Yeah.
And you could be the first in line to get all the Jordans.
Yeah.
Right.
Free access.
Newport shorts, free Jordans, New Era fitted caps, wood tip Wine, Black and Mild.
Hey, they're gonna pull up to KFC and they're gonna be like, nah, we don't accept that credit card. You gotta have an RFID microchip. They're gonna be like, hold up, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
That's all right. My cousin got one. He said I can have it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh snap! It says, say him not by thee, least when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
Yeah, don't let him set that right hand, 'cause he's gonna put a chip in your ass. In your right hand. You know? But that's it on that, you know. I mean, we could further expound and whatnot. I know it goes more and more, you know, but I just want to finish the last, like, I think we had 9 more points in that
Yep.
article. We just kind of...
So reason number 2, it says risk of infection at implant site is possible with microchips.
Exactly, man. Risk of infection. Why? Because you ain't supposed to make any cuts in your flesh. You know? If you Israelite.
Hey,
Go ahead.
you heard this boy break it down, the Edomite boy, that it's gonna cause a grievous sword.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, it's gonna cause a boil where the chip was at.
Yeah. Yeah. Which it could, but that's not what it's talking about.
Means no.
It could cause a big ass boil on your skin, but that's not what it's referred to, man. You know? Yep. Go ahead.
It says reason number 3, risk of nerve damage is possible from the implant.
Yeah, risk of nerve damage. They fuck around and hit, because you got a lot of major arteries in your hand, man. Ligaments. You know, you fuck up something in your hand, your whole left shoulder can get fucked up. You know, you got veins and stuff that run all through there. Because I remember I had I fractured a bone in my hand, and they had to put a cast over my whole arm.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? They had to put it not like something like right here. You know, and you can feel like your arm just feel weird as fuck. You know.
Reason number 4, it is not without pain to get a microchip.
Yeah.
Reason number 5, microchips cause cancer.
Yeah,
That's with an exclamation point, by the way.
yeah. and there was articles on that, man. Where it said it causes you're putting an outside object in your body, man. Your body's gonna naturally, a foreign object. Your body's naturally gonna attack it, man.
It's gonna reject it. Yep.
You know, and then what it would do is I believe this is what cancer like it'll form like a hard, like calcium based I forgot what exact terminology it is, but it basically in heart it starts off kind of, you know what I'm saying, but basically like it'll start hardening up. The more your body attacks it, it get harder and harder and it grows. That's why it grows like that. You know, I gotta research it again, but it's something to that effect that it does. But when your body starts attacking it, all it does is it forms more and more layers on top of itself, man. The cancer. So if you take an RFID chip in your hand or in your forehead, you take a forehead, you just have a big ass
Tumor. Just
big ass horn sticking.
you have a titty on your head.
Yeah.
Big ass lump on your
You know? You be like, oh, that nigga got the mark right there.
Hey, it's gonna look like Cardi B after she was fighting with Nicki Minaj. That big ass lump. Reason number 6, technological failures of microchips are considerable, including medical malfunctions, scanner malfunctions, technical malfunctions, and viruses, as in computer viruses.
Oh, bitch. Oh, man. So you gonna walk around with a computer virus, man? The shit gonna have, you don't know what that's, hey, the dude that told us that he got the chips, because he had multiple chips, he told you what the fuck he was going through. Yeah. He was ejaculating on himself at church. Yeah. He had a virus, man. He's a walking computer virus.
Reason number 7, microchips have the power to kill on purpose using deadly cyanide release, killer waves, and lethal computer viruses.
Yup. there you go, man. They can any given moment decide, oh, he's rebelling against us. He knows something. He knows too much. All right, we're gonna
Terminate him.
Yeah, terminate his ass. You know, and turn your chip off or cause something to have the chip break inside of you or release poisonous amounts of cyanide, like you just said. Kill your ass.
Or do you like the bird watching shit? Make you kill yourself.
Oh, y'all watch that movie?
I'm trying to watch it.
Bird Box. It says reason number 8, microchips have possible electrical hazards. Which is true.
Yeah.
That's true, especially like anybody that have to work with electricity, electricians, elevator technicians, the guys that install speakers all throughout your house. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's in that type of field, people that work on automobiles. You know what I'm saying? If you get if you get a shock of electrical and you got that chip inside of you, that's gonna cause a lot of problems, man. Because just as much if you got cotton, or not cotton, but a different type of fabric on you, and you get electrocuted, how that's gonna cause burns and whatnot. Or you know, if you got metal on you, that's gonna help that electricity, you know, damage you and whatnot. So it's gonna be that same case with that chip inside you. It says reason number 9. Microchip technology brings questionable ethics.
Yeah. Yeah, what does it say right there underneath it?
It says government, if cash is out of circulation and the only monetary system allowed by law is the microchip, then you may be prohibited from buying groceries at the supermarket because your assets are frozen.
So you're just living in limbo, man. You don't know when you're gonna be able to buy and sell. Yeah, you got the ability now because you got the RFID chip, but they can terminate all your funds, man. Then what? You know what I'm saying? Read the last one. We got to switch.
Okay. Reason number 10: deceptive advertising that it is safe and reasonable.
Deceptive.
And reliable.
Yeah. Deceptive advertising. Did they not read that he deceived all them which took the mark, written in Revelation? There you go, man. How much more proof do you need, man? You know, ultimately, it's only for the elect anyways, man, but the Lord wasn't else edifying, switch over.
All right, hey man, that mark of the beast, with all these this new stuff that's coming out, it just leaves that question of how will you be defended, man? You know, because ultimately, if you're not a member of the elect, then where's your protection going to be, man? That's why brothers are being brothers are referring to themselves as hopeful elect members, because we're hoping that we can receive of the salvation. When you can you grab Acts the 4th chapter. I think it's verse 12, but check. It's no other name, all right? Because it all comes down to, man, how are you going to be defended, man? If here it is, you've been set as a steward and you haven't been on your watch, meaning that the Most High, He reveals some of these secrets to you, all right? He lets you know that you're an Israelite, all right? He lets you know that Esau is the devil. He lets you know that this RFID microchip is coming, all right? He's giving you all these signs. He's revealed this onto you, and you're not doing nothing with it. Why do you expect that He's going to actually defend you in that day, man? When that temptation actually rolls on, all right? When it actually comes in, that enemy actually comes in like a flood, man. How are you going to be protected if you're not doing the right thing? If you're not warning others about what's coming, man? All right, a lot of you guys are guilty because you're not warning the people about this RFID microchip. All right, you're not telling your brothers, man. You're not telling the people that's of your flesh and blood that this RFID microchip is on its way, man. So you're leaving them out, in the wind, man. All right, or however that expression goes. You know how that expression goes? Leaving them out in the wind, or leaving them out to dry.
High and dry.
Leaving them high and dry, you know, so on and so forth, man. All right, you guys aren't really taking up that mantle to you know, even persuade them to not take that microchip. You're not even teaching them that the microchip is the RFID chip, or I'm sorry, that the microchip is the mark of the beast. Which, hey, that blood's gonna be upon your head, man. All right. That's to all you people that's out there that's not teaching that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, or teaching our people not to take it, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is James chapter 4, verse 17. It says, therefore to him that know to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
Hey, to him that know to do good and doeth it not, to him it's gonna be sin, man. Which guess what? If you sin, if when Yahawashi returns, if your sins is not covered, you're gonna have to pay for those, man. All right? If Yahawashi is not covering your sins, you're the one that's gonna have to pay for them, man. Which you're gonna have to pay for them the same way Yahawashi paid for them, which is with blood. All right? Which is gonna be with blood. All right? That's why the scriptures say the same's gonna know it after death by pain. That's when it's really gonna start clicking for a lot of you people that's out there, man. A lot of our people, a lot of people that's aware that they're Israelites. It's really gonna start clicking for them when it's too late for them, man. All right? When Yahawashi is sitting there rejecting them to their face, that's when it's gonna be too late for them, man. Do you got that?
Yep. This is Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Right, and Apostle Gabar was going in on the name of YAHAWASHI NOT and how that's our actual defense, man. That's the banner that we rally behind, man. All right, and we put all of our faith into the account of YAHAWASHI NOT. All right, because without that, we have nothing. We've already cast off everything else. We've already given everything back to the world, man. All right. Because all we have is YAHAWASHI NOT, and with that we have the belief that this RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, man. Right. Okay. With that we have the belief in the doctrine that was set forth from Great Millstone, start with the Apostle Tahar and working its way all the way down to the lowest brothers. You know, we got this sound doctrine which is going to be able to help us be stable in the times, man. But how are you people out there going to be stable? All right. Like I said, when Esau comes like that flood, man, like a whirlwind, like a madman, all right, seeking whom he may devour, where's your defense gonna be, man? All right, how are you gonna know what to do and what not to do if when you had your liberty to be getting yourself on point and getting those around you on point, all you was doing was making damn scoff videos, man. All you was doing was just trying to cause up more strife and division. Right. Rather than getting yourself on point, man.
Teaching lies.
Teaching lies, like the brother said, you know? Teaching lies and slandering people. That's all you was up to. Rather than actually getting yourself on point, man. Getting these scriptures down to where when you didn't have your book, you could still operate properly, you know, according to YAHAWASHI NOT in this society, man. All right? Did you have a precept?
Yeah, I can grab this here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse I started 13.
Yep.
It says,
Yep.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
There's not temptation that's going to come upon us other than what is common to everyone. We all got to go through the exact same temptations, man. All right? And that main temptation that's coming is going to be that RFID microchip. Because like the brother Taziar just brought out with that article, they're gonna make it so convenient in this society for you to be able to operate in this society. It's gonna be convenient for you to have that microchip rather than you not having that microchip. Can you look up the word convenience just from Google? Just look up that word convenience, man. Because that definition lets you it's gonna lay it all out right there. I'm gonna actually let it speak on it, man.
It's like a convenience store.
Right.
You know, they call it that for a reason. You can go there and you can get everything you want in one place.
Right.
You know, that's why Walmart is so popular. 7-Eleven is popular.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Which it used to be like neighborhood drug stores.
Yeah.
Neighborhood pharmacies. You know what I'm saying? That was convenience stores. All right. And then you had smaller stores like the gas stations that became convenience stores because they start selling toilet paper, you know, and deodorant and toothpaste, right? And now, like the brother said, you got these big mega stores, mega supermarkets that has everything that you need, man. You can go to Walmart and get anything from a cot to sleep on to a new pair of shoes, man. All right, to get your car's oil change,
to some McDonald's,
to some baby formula, man. All right, you can get damn near anything you can think of is right there in Walmart, man. You know. Go get some soap, get some fingernail clippers, get some damn Mountain Dew, some Pop-Tarts, man. You know what I'm saying? You can get all that right there at Walmart. All at that under the convenience of it all being right there, man. Which guess what? Walmart's gonna be one of those leading super chains that's gonna be first in line to implement their system working off of that chip, man. All right, because they're already starting it with the facial recognition. All right, they're already starting it with the self-checkout where you don't have to have an actual person right there to ring up your stuff. All right, they're already starting it with, what'd you just say, Ashayar?
Build a big concentration camp for those that are not going to receive the chip.
Yep.
That they're going to torture you into taking it.
That's right, man. So just like the brother said, they already got them set up as locations for FEMA, man, as concentration camps, man. All right.
Hey, Walmart got they got facial recognition while you're walking up to the store, when you walk in the store, and then the main aisle that's right behind all the aisles, right behind all the cashiers that you walk, that everybody walks through.
Yep.
They got fucking facial recognitions up there. And then when you go to pay for your shit at the self-checkout, they got the camera right in your goddamn face.
Yep.
Cameras in the aisle.
Yeah.
It's just like an ATM. An ATM, if you go to an ATM, there's a camera that's right there looking at you anytime you go to interact with the ATM, man. So they got the same thing. Yep. And they, like the brother said, they even talk and whatnot, man. You know?
They can hear you talk.
Oh, they got the microphones. They're recording you. It's the same thing with them self-checkouts, man. As soon as you walk up right there to it, you'll see it. There'll be like a little mirror right there. You know, and they'll have it there to make you think that it's so you can see who's behind you, which that is one of the functions of it. But they also got a camera right there that's sitting there watching you, man. That's recording you right in your face. Go ahead, bro.
So that word convenience, just on the Google, you know, it says the state of, one of the definitions, the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty.
The state of being able to proceed with something with little or no, what is this? With little effort little effort and difficulty, man. So when these people start getting this RFID microchip, they're gonna notice that it's gonna be with little effort, and they're gonna have the ease of things, man. All right, those automatic doors, as soon as they wave their hand, that door is gonna go ahead and open up for them, man. The ease of things, they don't gotta no longer pull on that heavy door to get it open, man. All right, to get into their car, they don't gotta fumble around in their pockets for keys no more, man. The ease of things, they just walk right up to their car, and as soon as they put their hand on the knob, it's gonna unlock for them, man. You know, and they're gonna keep on with that convenience. Is really how they're going to be pushing that RFID microchip. That's really how they're going to advertise it all the way up until it's mandatory. And the reason why it's going to be so mandatory is because everything in society is going to be, it's going to operate off of that. So where if you don't got that chip, well then you can't do nothing, man. You can't interact with nothing, man. You can't take your kids to the movies, all right? You can't go to those theme parks. You can't leave the city or the state, all right? You can't purchase gas. You can't purchase groceries at the grocery store.
Basic necessities.
Like the brother said, the basic necessities, you're not going to be able to do it because it's not going to, you didn't conform to the convenience of the society.
Hey, I want to say too, like, and the brother said you ain't gonna be able to take the kids to the amusement parks and all that. When it's mandatory for you to take that chip, that's gonna be out the point. People ain't gonna be thinking about that. The only thing they're gonna be worried about is eating. You know, like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, people gonna wake up at the sound of the rooster, you know, the birds chirping and all that. That's gonna be the natural alarm clock for people to get up and see how they gonna eat, man. Meanwhile, those that got the chip, they ain't gotta worry about all that because they're part of the system. You know what I'm saying?
Internet of Things.
The Internet of Things, you know.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
It says the museum has a cafeteria for your convenience. Just using it in a sentence.
Yeah.
The quality of being useful, easy, or suitable for someone.
That's what they're gonna be advertising that chip as. Is that it's useful, it's easy, and it's suitable, man. The society is gonna be useful to have that chip in the society that they're creating, man. All right, in this new cashless digital age that they're moving the world into, all right, it's gonna be more convenient for you to have that chip. And basically, what I'm getting at is that if you don't got the faith of YAHAWASHI NOT in you, if you don't actually have the Most High working with you to protect you, then how the hell are you gonna survive in that society, man? How are you going to be able to resist that temptation if this whole time you haven't been stacking your treasures in heaven, man? If this whole time you haven't been gearing your mind towards the will of the Most High, then when that temptation comes in that heavy force that is going to come, how are you going to be able to stand up against it, man? All right? When that pressure really starts getting applied, man, because they say pressure breaks pipes. So when Esau starts putting that squeeze on this place to be conformed to that microchip, if you don't got the Most High defending you, man, how are you going to stand up against that? You can't do it on your own, you know? How are you going to be able to, how are you going to last for however long a period of time we got to endure that? How are you going to last in that if you don't got the protection of YAHAWASHI NOT, man? Taliar?
The Lord said, that's a good point, because the Lord said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation.
Yep.
You know, that's the only way you're going to have the protection.
That's it. You actually have to have that protection from YAHAWASHI NOT, man. All right? You have to have that protection from them, man. Yahushua has to know you by name personally, man. All right? Meaning that you was an actual good servant unto him. All right? Because not everybody that says Lord, Lord is going to receive that salvation, man. All right? So it's not enough just to have the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son. All right? It's not enough just to know about the doctrine or to know the laws. Right? You actually got to have that faith in those works with it, man. All right? It's got to be all coupled together as a package. You know? Go ahead.
It says a thing that contributes to an easy and effortless way of life.
A thing that contributes to an easy and effortless way of life, man. This Edomite constantly is trying to make things easier for him. Easier for him, and ultimately chipping everybody will be easier for him, man. All right? For him to be able to say that he's the Heavenly Father, he's got to conform this whole world into his image, man. Into his way of life, rather than it being in the natural way of life, man. All right? You got to be born and you got to implant something into your hand just for you to be able to operate in society. That's not natural, man. All right? You got that preset?
Yep. Where he just quoted?
Yeah, where he just quoted.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
So it's going to be the ones that keep the word of his patience, all right? They're the ones that's going to receive that help in that hour of temptation, man. They're the ones that's going to be able to actually be of those 7,000 that don't bow that knee, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
And what's going to be that temptation that's going to come on the world to try them? It's going to be the RFID microchip, man. It's going to be the RFID microchip. That's the great temptation that's going to come upon the whole world. All right? And you got a choice to make. You're either going to take that RFID microchip or you're not, man. All right? And I'm going to tell you, if you're an Israelite, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're not supposed to take that RFID microchip. It'll be better for you to go through those hunger pains than it will for you to taste of that fire, man. You know? Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. It says, there hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But the Most High, YAHAWASHI NOT, is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
That's right. Hey, the Most High is not going to suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, man. So the men that are sincere in this faith, that really believe in the Heavenly Father, all right, the men that actually got good heads on their shoulders, all right, they understand that even though Esau's coming with that temptation of his chip, that, you know, we're going to be able to survive without taking it, all right? Even though it seems very bleak because we can't go and buy anything or we can't, you know, do this and that, hey, the Most High is going to take care of us, all right? That's a very comforting thought, man. That's a very comforting thought to know that there's always that way out, man. All right, because you people that's not sincere in this thing, you people that's not really on top of studying the scriptures, you people that's not really you're not really taking on this Israelite thing as a lifestyle. You're taking it as just like a fad or as a group to join or something like that. You pseudo-Israelites, you're not really gonna be focused on the fact that the Most High is gonna allow that backdoor exit, man. All right, that way out of the trouble. All right, you guys are gonna be thinking more short term than long term, man. You guys are gonna be thinking more small box rather than big picture. And the reason why is because the Most High didn't actually open your mind fully to this, man. Which is the reason why you was dragging feet, which is the reason why you wasn't teaching people about this RFID microchip, man. All right? Which is the reason why you wasn't adhering to sound doctrine or actually taking it into your mind, the facts about the name, man. All right?
Say something?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
And that way out is Yahweh, man. By fearing him, that's the beginning of wisdom. If you fear him, then he's going to lead your way, man. All you do is have faith in him.
Hey, the Most High directs your path, man.
Yeah.
The Most High directs your path. But what do you have? You have a lot of guys out here kicking against the pricks, man. All right? You got a lot of guys out here that's resisting the spirit, and it's all in the name of them trying to build a name for themselves, man. It's all in the name of being popular, or all in the name of being able to receive some type of money from people, which is all just it's wickedness, man. It's vain, it's vanity. All right? Guys out here not doing the correct thing is all vanity, man. Because ultimately, what's it gonna get them? Is that gonna help them in that temptation? The fact that they got 150 dudes that's strictly loyal to them, strictly ready to call their name out, rather than call out the name of Yahawashi. All right, is that gonna help them in that time of temptation? Did you have a precept, brother? Yep.
It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it.
You're always going to be able to bear the temptation that's coming, man. So to the brothers that's aware about what's going on, hey, continue to strive, continue to endure, man. All right, and for you guys that don't know what's going on, you better get with the program quick.
Wake up, check up.
You better get with the program quick, man. Because this devil's coming down with that short rap, or with that rap, knowing he have a short time, man. All right, that hour of temptation is gonna be long, man. All right, it's gonna be long. Because if these days aren't shortened, then no flesh shall be saved, man. But it says that for the elect's sake, the days are shortened. All right, for the elect's sake, the days are shortened. Knowing that, what manner of person are we to be, man? Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. And last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Mm-hmm. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
He's going to be saved out of it, man. All right? The Heavenly Father never abandoned Israel. All right? He never abandoned his people. All right? So that promise of salvation is still into effect, man. Through Yahawashi, man. That promise of salvation is still going to be in effect. So, hey, bottom line is, if you're not teaching Israel that they're not supposed to be taking that RFID microchip, then you're causing Israel to go off, man, and that blood's gonna be required at your hand, man. All right, that blood's gonna be required at your hand, man, because you're leading people into despair. That's why Great Millstone is gonna constantly be pushing that you ain't supposed to take that RFID microchip, man. All right, we're gonna stay with that course. We're gonna continue yelling that. At the top of our lungs that these people are not supposed to take the RFID micro, or that our people is not supposed to take the RFID microchip, man.
That's right.
All right. So we're gonna be that broken record, man. All right. We're gonna be that broken record, and we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop. Exactly. Repetition is the father of skill, man. So if you ain't heard the message yet, that RFID microchip is the mark of the beast, and if you're an Israelite, a so-called Negro, a Latino, or a Native American, you're not supposed to take it, man. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
It's, Ezekiel 33:1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman,
which we've been set as the watchman. All right, it wasn't by the people of the children of Israel that set us up, but the Heavenly Father through Yahawashi set us up, man, through the Holy Spirit. Okay, go ahead.
if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
And that's what we're doing. We're out here blowing the trumpet and we're warning the people, man. Because we can see the sword coming, all right? We can see the destruction coming, and we know that if you take that RFID microchip, that destruction is touching you, all right? Go ahead.
Right.
Then whosoever, like if he seeth the sword of the come upon the land, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
And the sad part about that is you have people that's aware that they're Israelites. They're hearing this warning, but because they so puffed up in their own head, they don't want to take heed to it, man. All right? They don't want to see. The thing is, when even in the military, they teach you that if you're walking in a formation, all right, staggered on the side of the road, if you see a vehicle coming from the rear, you got to yell that up, man. If you're the last dude in the thing and you hear a vehicle coming, you turn around and see a vehicle, you're supposed to yell that up, vehicle from the rear, and then whoever hears that, they're supposed to keep passing that up so everybody gets that information. All right, here it is. You got the men of the Lord out here telling people about what's coming, what's to come, what the Most High has prescribed for this place and what He's prescribed for the people. All right, and you got others that are supposed to be also watchmen, and they're not also giving forth that warning, man. So who's the blood going to come upon? It's going to come upon them for not giving forth that warning. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 5. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Hey, if you take warning, you're going to deliver your soul, man. All right, so with that, we're gonna switch and rotate. Oh, okay, well.
And so hey, you got to keep pushing the name. All right, you got to keep pushing the highlighted point of the mark, which is charagma. Okay, these are things that are going to keep us occupied in prophecy. So we're going to continue as YAHAWASHI commanded us, and we're going to stay in that spirit. YAHWASHI YAHAWASHI willing to continue this work, man.
Right.
So death to 2/3, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Yasha Allah, better known as the Great Millstone. Honor and salutations to the fellow laborers, brothers who hazard their lives for the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. And we'll continue in the same doctrine. One body, one voice, one band, one sound.
That's right.
Right.
Shalom.
Shalom.